Hello, thank you for watching. My name is Oliver Allison, and I'm going to talk about my application. It's a game called Don't Smile. I created this in mobile application development course at Boston University. So some of the most virally popular YouTube videos and vines are those that make people laugh and smile. They're viewed millions of times, and they feature funny animals and people. So I've created an application using MLKit by Google, and there's another like-named application by Facebook that challenges two people not to laugh or smile. There's other applications that use some facial recognition or technology, and several machine vision applications. So here's my requirements, analysis, and test results. Each of my requirements happened through the sprints. There were 5 of. There's an initial conception of the application. I called it Smile Detector at the beginning, and I was going to have other features in the application, which I later removed, and an option to train the application, but that became unnecessary because it did a very good job of detecting smiles for 49 out of the 50 people who tried the application. So, of course, I had to get the application working. The MLKit API made that very easy. So that part of it was actually the easiest part of the application development. So once I got it detecting the smiles properly, I started by just putting a green smiling or a red not smiling over the face, so I would know if it was detecting it. And then later I added another variable called a smile time, which just takes the smiling probability and divides it by a fraction and creates something that looks like seconds. So the concept is at the bottom of the screen, we have videos of animals or people being funny. Different people find different things funny. So I had 12 categories of animals and people and that people might find amusing. And so if you smile, it starts calculating your smile time. And so I have a time bar. I didn't want too many numbers on the screen, so the time bar shrinks instead of showing a number. So you get 2 minutes on each level. At the beginning of the 2 minutes, it starts shrinking. It turns yellow and red. Once your time's up, it goes to challenge complete. It shows you your smile time. It's also a share option, so you can share your smile time. And so the share option says, I smiled for 5 seconds, or 5.23 seconds in this case, and you should try this app. It's really great. It's kind of a little promotion for the application. And so there's a quit button. So that was one of my tests. So here I have a little screen test here. All these are screenshots of all the different challenges. So the Don't Smile challenges, and there's all the screenshots there. They show me playing with the app and watching the videos and trying not to smile. The pre-release, I went through the application, refactored the code, get it ready for the App Store, the Google Play Store. And so I'll show a little bit of code here, the design and implementation. This is code for the Droids on Roids API, which I used for GIF animation in the beginning, and my implementation of the timeout, the splash, the view flipper for the animated banners, which I later removed for the Google AdMob's ad banner. This is my implementation of the buttons and the view clickers on the XML and in the Java file, showing my segment of my linear layouts and relative layout. The dependencies for the Firebase, which is the Google Firebase for the ML kit. This on the left there, you see the phone view of the app, of course, and it's in 2 times speed right now. It's a playback, so it doesn't actually animate that fast, of course. So the Firebase API, and my implementation of the profile view for screens, hundredths of a second calculated as a smile time. The buttons for the complete screen. This is the message displayed when you hit the share button. Then, of course, the quit button uses the exit. An API key was needed for calling those YouTube videos that were embedded on each page, which I cropped into squares so they would fill the entire lower half of the screen. The project structure here shows there are 7 versions of each of the image files for the different resolutions, different pixels, sizes, including the IC launchers, to the tests for the application launch sequence, home screen, and game activity, each of the tests throughout each sprint. Including the final one. So I was thinking about another app about studying the psychology of facial expressions and smiling, but I would of course need more credible people than myself in the field of psychology, because I'm just a software developer, not a psychologist. But I think that would be an interesting application that studies smiling reactions to images and photo and video. There is a 26-minute demo, actually the one you're seeing on the left, but in real time. This is in double speed here, so you can also just download the app. Here are my references for different things. I did a survey at the mall here in the valley in Harlingen. My wife and I asked people to see if the phone could tell if they were smiling, and that's all we asked them. There's 2 questions. We said, would you say this smiling detection is working? Very accurate, accurate enough, or not accurate? And almost everybody said it was very accurate, or a few people that said it was accurate enough, and actually only one person said it was not accurate. We also asked them whether they thought the Don't Smile game would be a better app for them to download. They would prefer to download that one, or if they would think that the Smile Reminder Notifier would be a better download. And of course, this wasn't the most scientifically organized study, so I acknowledge that here. There's obviously problems with bias. We recorded their responses on a clipboard rather than having them fill out any sort of anonymous survey. And in the area, it's not the most racially diverse area, but it's mostly Hispanic and Caucasian, so we didn't have a very racially representative group of people that played with it, but it was interesting to get some feedback. So that is the long and the short of it. I hope you enjoy the app when you download it from Google Play.